Hi, good morning. Welcome to Business. My name is Darrell Kwao. Now, despite a directive from the Ghana Hotels Association to its members to desist from quoting prices in foreign currencies, Tourism Minister Barbara Otinjesi is justifying the practice. She says it is to guard against fluctuations of the cedi. More in this report by Charles Aite.
The president of the Hotels Association, all members have been briefed on the instruction to now quote prices of services in cedis. He tells Joy Business any hotel that quotes in dollars will be flouting the law.
So does it mean if I'm to walk into any 4-star, 5-star hotel today, I'm going to be seeing quotations in cedis?
I want to believe so. I want to believe so.
This is something you have, a message.
We met all the big hotels. You can name them from Kempinski to Movenpick to Holiday Inn. Marriott, we met all of them. We all came to that conclusion. I want to believe that our members or the hotel players, the hoteliers are charging or quoting in cedis. I want to believe so. If anybody's quoting dollars, it's infringing on the laws, and we don't want our members to infringe on the laws.
All right.
You see, and that's what saddens my heart, because we have written to the Bank of Ghana drawing their attention to our readiness to obey the law on that score of quoting in cedi.
But there seems to be some disconnect on this topic, as Tourism Minister Barbara Otinjesi says her outfit finds no fault with hotels quoting prices in dollars, as this strategy is aimed at cushioning themselves against the cedi's fluctuation. The Bank of Ghana has warned against companies quoted in dollars, as this flouts the country's forex regulations. However, the tourism minister has a different opinion.
I believe that the hotels' rates are dollar rated, but the payments are made in cedis because they want to currency fluctuations. So they need to ensure that they are getting value for the rates. That's why I guess it's dollar denominated. But enforcement of that regime is not within my capacity. But as long as we are paying the cedi equivalent, I think that it shouldn't really be an issue.
According to the Bank of Ghana, persons found to have violated its directive would face summary conviction, a fine of up to 700 penalty units, or a prison term of not more than 18 months. This move from the Bank of Ghana is expected to tackle the surging dollarization of the economy and also help check the persistent depreciation of the cedi.
Now, government has been urged to make available affordable smartphones and digital innovations to enhance financial service delivery. Senior Director for Research and Policy Advisory Services at the Africa Center for Economic Transformation, ASET, Dr. Edward Brown, says this is crucial for the financial inclusion agenda, especially within rural areas. Dr. Brown spoke to Joy Business at the ASET Policy Learning event on financial inclusion for women and youth in sub-Saharan Africa. Sheila Tamaklo reports.
Highlights of a report carried out in 3 African countries, Zambia, Sierra Leone and Guinea, indicated that cumbersome requirements, poor rural infrastructure, weak operating model by banks, cultural and social norms, as well as poor digital infrastructure, among others, were key hindrances to improving financial inclusion among women and the youth in sub-Saharan Africa. For instance, a report by the World Bank revealed that although financial inclusion in Ghana stood at 58%, the composition is made up of 54% women, as against the majority of 58% of men. But speaking to Joy Business, Project's technical lead for the African Center for Economic Transformation, David Dakwa, said there's a huge opportunity for institutions to exploit digitization to expand financial service delivery, especially in rural communities.
One main finding was that the mobile phone has become very important. It's an important tool that can be used to deliver financial services. It's an important delivery channel. We found that in all 3 markets, mobile phone ownership and access has increased. Also, smartphone access has increased considerably. And so it's an important area primarily for developing markets like ours that have a lot of physical infrastructure barriers where you don't have banks willing to serve rural markets. Mobile phones provide that way for us to escape or jump over some of these hurdles.
Senior Director for Research and Policy Advisory Services added government must incentivize the private sector to lead the digital transformation which is necessary for facilitating delivery of financial services.
The majority of the most vulnerable groups are in the rural areas, and access to financial inclusion in the rural areas is much weaker than in the urban areas. And this is where public policy and regulations are critical in order to create the right incentives and environment to attract private sector actors into the rural areas. You know, the brick and mortar type of banking is already beginning to become a dead issue. It's a dinosaur. And we need to look at digital revolution that is helping to increase access to financial inclusion in the areas. But one of the critical issues where the state can play a critical role is in the financial infrastructure, the digital infrastructure as well as the fiscal infrastructure. And then on the digital revolution and the digital technologies, the whole issue of smartphones. You know, up till now, there's still a lot of people are using feature phones that do not offer enough capability to be able to really operate within the mobile banking system. So with smartphones, it's going to be easy. And how you do that is what public policy needs to inform.
For Joy Business, Sheila Tamaklo reporting.
And that's it for business. The news desk continues right after this break.